Welcome. My name is Jeff Nice. I am your child's financial algebra teacher this year here at Lower Merion High School for the 21-22 school year. This is my 20th year teaching high school. I'm 18 here at Lower Merion. Financial algebra is one of our relatively newer courses we have here. I believe it was about 7 years ago. I got this curriculum involved here in the high school to teach kids about personal finance. Found it to be a very relevant topic, relevant course for really seniors as they move on to the next phase of their life, whether it's college and dealing with college loans or whether it's getting a job and dealing with having to budget finance and stuff. So I'll discuss a little bit of what we're going to talk about in this class. It has changed over the years. Different things get added in, some things get taken out, little tweaks on it. Zoom last year added a nice little twist where we could have guest speakers Zoom in. We had an insurance agent Zoom in last year, as well as a financial advisor Zoomed in as well. We've had people from the Federal Reserve Bank Zoom in also, and even come in to visit the school. We've also taken trips down to the Federal Reserve Bank and the US Mint down in Philly. So lots of different things. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. And then a little bit about the Blackboard and how you can navigate this Blackboard for this course. So as I mentioned, this is my 20th year teaching. I went to high school at Penridge High School in Bucks County, went on to Millersville University where I got a degree in mathematics education and actuarial science. I have a brother who's a math teacher at Hepper Horsham, and I have another brother, his twin, who is an actuarial scientist down in Charlotte, North Carolina. So math kind of runs in our family a little bit. We all have that kind of mathematical background and enjoy the challenges that math presents, as well as the usefulness of math. One of my favorite things, I'm very tedious in terms of, I like to have, what I'm looking for here. I'm very organized. So you wouldn't know that, but I couldn't think of the word. I don't have anything written down for this tonight. I'm very organized. So when I have the kids going in Excel and working with balancing a budget and stuff, very, very tedious in what I have listed out. Very detail oriented is probably a better way to say that. And I'll show you some of what I mean here on the Blackboard. So I'm going to share my screen here. Go over to the Blackboard. When you first go to the Blackboard, if you would log on normally, it'll take you to the home screen. You'll see the weekly plans for financial algebra. So this is set 3. I have 2 sets, set 3 and set 8. So if your child is in set 8, you'd want to click on that link. So currently this week coming up, they have a test on Friday, which will be on the Blackboard. So they'll be taken with their computers. Tomorrow I'm actually out. That's why it says they have a study hall. And essentially that just means study for the test on Friday. And set 8, I believe they are pretty similar. They just have a different skip day. Instead of Wednesday, they skip on Tuesday, which should show up here shortly. There's their skip. They did a test review today on the Blackboard just to kind of familiarize themselves with how the Blackboard works for taking a test and a quiz. Our textbook this year is, well, not this year, every year is online. So there's a PDF of it. These are the topics we cover, which are also listed off on the side here. We will get into the H&R Block Budget Challenge, I believe this year. I have to look into what tweaks they've made to that over the years. Last year, we did not get involved in it because of how schools were playing out with the Zoom and everything. I know they did change it a little bit, so I need to look into that. We are currently preparing a budget. Some things within the budget that they're learning to do are create matrices and to do bar graphs and pie graphs and line charts and different things to analyze data. So if I click on this electronic matrix right here, it opens up an Excel file with samples of different kinds of charts and tables that we've made. So you get the fancy budget checkoff matrix with the check marks in it. The budget matrix where you're not doing check marks, you're actually putting the dollar amounts in. Showing them pie graphs, bar graphs, frequency budgets down here, cash flow analysis, and then a year-long budget matrix, which is the one that we will actually have a project throughout the year. Kids are going to research a job that they would like. We'll give them a salary. We'll let them know if they're getting paid 2 times a month, if they're getting paid bi-weekly, maybe they're getting paid weekly. We'll let them pick out a house take out a loan, get a mortgage on it. Maybe they take out a home equity line of credit. Maybe they have savings, whatever. We'll have them go through, pay their water bills and their electricity and all the other utilities, cell phone, cable, internet, the things they got to have these days. It was interesting talking to them, how little they actually know about taxes and insurance when buying a home. If you look at a $300,000 home and your mortgage is whatever, $1,500, they don't realize that they might have 10 grand in taxes to pay too, or you're throwing another $800 a month towards that mortgage. So we'll talk about purchasing a home, amortization tables, show what happens with an amortization table. Here's a $100,000 loan at 4%. I'll teach them. They can just go in there and be like, okay, well, rates are down, it's 2%. So how's everything changed? And there you go. Or what if I put some money down and that loan is now only $80,000? How's the loan change from there? So we'll do different things along that for both car loans and for mortgage amortizations as well. Where other topics we're going to talk about, besides budgeting and financing, modeling a business, banking services, which will really get into a lot of the finance and the banking services, consumer credit, so importance of a credit card and the dangers and pitfalls of a credit card as well. We had a cryptocurrency last year. By no means am I an expert. I learned just as much from the kids as they did from me. Turned into, like a week long of, we watched a couple of videos learning about cryptocurrencies and kind of what they are and if they're here to stay or not, and what we thought about them. Definitely get into the stock market at some point. We do a little bit with income tax, automobile ownership, and we do a little bit with, I'm trying to see it on here, maybe I don't have it listed here, with real estate, so buying a home. And I'm also a licensed realtor, so I give them information regarding how purchasing a home works from the real estate side as well. So a lot of different things that go in here, a lot of what I like to consider real world mathematics, how to balance not so much a checkbook, but just managing your finances, understanding that if I get paid on the 15th of the month and I got $2,000 in my bank, that doesn't mean I have $2,000 to spend, because maybe you're not getting paid again until the 29th. And in between there, you got to pay your electric bill and your cell phone bill. Maybe your car loans all due. That really, maybe between that 15th and the 29th, that $2,000, really you only have $100 of disposable income, depending on what else you need to pay. Maybe your credit card bill is up as well. So kind of teaching them that just because what the bank says you have in there isn't necessarily what you have available to spend, because you might have other bills that need to get paid prior to getting more money in there. So I hope your child finds this class interesting. I hope they find it informative as well. And I hope it helps them move on to the next phase of their life. Thanks for watching.